What do cats represent to you in your life? Welcome back to another episode of Cat TV. My name is Jasmine, and today we are looking at what do cats or animals represent to you in your life. I remember being asked this question again with Tilly, and she was well at this time, but I was looking at ways to really elevate her experience. And I was speaking to a fellow animal lover who works with essential oils. She works with pets and essential oils. And we were having a conversation about lung disease, actually. So my bad. Tilly was showing some symptoms. She was coughing all the time, and I knew that this was not normal. It wasn't just a once off. There was something else going on. And I was having this conversation with this lady, and I had already asked myself the question of, well, what do animals and what does Tilly more specifically represent to me in life? Because there was an underlying fear that I was so terrified of losing Tilly. Like, my biggest fear was losing Tilly and saying goodbye to her. And so in this conversation, she asked me, what do cats and animals represent to you in our life? Because often it's the things that they represent that we're most afraid of losing. And for me, cats and Tilly represented in my life safety, love, comfort. I've said safety, but a safe space, understanding, unconditional love, and a place where I felt home. And so when a beautiful, beloved pet that we love and cherish so deeply chooses to leave their body and take a journey, we're filled with so much grief, but often the grief is, and the fear of loss is because we're afraid of losing all of those undercurrents and the pieces that they represent. We fear that when we let them go, I'll no longer have love in my life. I'm going to lose my coping mechanism. I'm going to lose my safe space. I'm going to lose the person that loves and adores me unconditionally. I'm going to lose the person, the thing that is there for me 24/7, that is there for me when I get home from a day at work or volunteering or service. They're there for me when I have a bad day or a bad week. I miss the connection, the spooning and the love. And this is what we're actually afraid of. And this is also some of the deepest medicine that animals give to us, because it gives us an opportunity to be able to see these undercurrents and these pieces where we have hooks and we have attachments, and perhaps where the fear of never having love again, or fear of not being able to cope, or the fear of not being able to live without them, or the fear of being alone. This is where we get to look at all of this stuff. And so this is such a really powerful question to really understand that what do cats, dogs, animals, or a specific pet for you, what do they actually represent in my life? And then, is it the animal that I'm most afraid of losing? Yes, you don't want to lose them, of course, but you don't want to lose them because they represent something. And what is it that they represent that I'm actually not okay with, or I'm scared with, or I'm afraid of? Or what is it that they represent that I feel like I won't be able to have again, or I won't be able to get back? And so I would love to hear from you. Like, what do cats represent to your life? What does your beloved pet, what do they represent to you in your life? What is the anchor that they provide for you? And yeah, drop it in the comments. And I think this is also a really powerful question to journal on, to just go into your inner self and ask, what do they represent for me in my life? And start to start to extract these pieces and start to see a bigger picture of what they present, and maybe look at, are there some fears there? Is there an unresolved trauma trapped in there somewhere? Is there a childhood wounding that has been enmeshed in there, that is ready to be pulled forward and called out? And this is truly such a beautiful question, and such a beautiful journaling prompt that you can do for oneself. So thank you so much for watching another episode. I will absolutely be back with another episode and more Cat TV and more questions and more insights and more topics and conversations for us to explore together. Until then, I'll chat to you soon. Bye.